everyone, thank you for joining me in the garden today. It's currently the beginning of autumn here in Australia, so what I'm planning to do is revamp my whole garden. This is what my garden looks like at the end of the summer season. A lot of plants have died back, but I do still have some beautiful flowers in the garden like these cosmos and some dahlias. That dahlia looks a bit better. As you can tell, I've got already 2 sets of no-dig beds. The reason that I like no-dig beds is because they don't disrupt the soil and they're good for the diversity in the soil. The reason that I'm redesigning this area is so I can have more no-dig garden beds. What I'm planning to do is changing the layout of this massive garden bed I have in the middle, frankly, because it's just too wide for me to do any proper gardening. So what I'm going to be doing is just changing the layout of the beds. So I'm going to have them going up against that fence, and this will help the weeds and the bamboo that I have all at the back. In this bed I've still got a few flowers. I've got my cosmos and my dahlias scattered throughout. This dahlia is probably done, but all these tomatoes, they are going to go in the bin. If they don't have any powdery mildew, I might put this in my compost heap. I've also got some zinnias over here that have powdery mildew. If you don't know what powdery mildew looks like, it looks something like this. It's like kind of like white spots on plants. It happens a lot with zucchinis at the end of the year. The rats have actually eaten my zucchini. This was it. It has bounced back. But this one was huge and they ate the whole thing. But again, it looks like it's bouncing back, so I might leave it in the ground. And hopefully they don't do the same thing. This no-dig garden bed I am going to leave because I like the layout of it and it does really well. I might put half a manure crop in one side and then maybe plant some in the other side. I have some strawberry plants in here. I may remove them when it comes to winter, but they are still putting on some flowers, which is good. I've also got a lot of dahlias in here, which are blooming, I think, which are about to bloom here. So I'm going to leave them in. Some more dahlias over here. And then, look how beautiful this dahlia is. So beautiful. I've got some eggplants that were flowering and the flowers have disappeared. And then I've got this chamomile, which is a really good ground cover in autumn and winter. And this is pretty much perennial. I've left this in the ground for 2 years and it's done really well. See if I can do it with one hand. Oh, I did it. Yay! Gosh. Look at all those roots. Oh my god. It's like a wig. Gee, okay. Okay guys, so I'll just wait for that helicopter to pass. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. I've just removed all the tomatoes and capsicums and they're just in this pop-up bag. I am hopefully going to compost these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them in this bag till they pretty much break down even more. The leaves get brown and crumbly. And then I'll pop them in my compost heap over there. It's probably way too much for my compost, but I'll pop a bit of it in my compost. It has really warmed up, so I've changed into some cooler clothes. And now I think I'm going to start removing the pumpkin, which is over here. I'm not too sure what to do about my dahlias because they're still so healthy, but I might pull them out. I'm not too sure yet. And then obviously remove all this at the back as well. Because they've got powdery mildew on them, I'm going to put them in this separate bucket and put them in the garden bin just so they don't contaminate my compost. Okay guys, it's weekend 2 now. It is really hot this weekend considering it's autumn. So now I'm going to get ready to remove the old no-dig beds and replace them with the new no-dig beds. So let me show you what we're working with. Last night I did all that. I removed all the back bed. That will be getting removed as well. But look at how well my flowers are doing. I haven't watered anything and they're all coming up. But unfortunately they all need to come out of the ground for me to complete this project, which is a bit sad. But first thing I'm going to do is cut all this grass back. Because as you can tell, it is very, very overgrown. Look at how luscious this grass is though. It's beautiful. That's one thing I didn't take into account when I grew this grass, is that this path here, this path all along here would be a very high foot traffic. So I probably needed to sow a bit tougher grass so it handles the foot traffic. Okay, so the whipper snipper needs to be charged. So we're gonna pause on the lawn mowing and we are gonna start clearing out this bed to put in my autumn seedlings. Now I would love to keep it because look how beautiful these cosmos are, but maybe I will keep it now. I need to start removing plants so I can put in my autumn crop, as it's nearly April and we pretty much have 2 more months before before winter starts. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some flowers in this cup so I don't feel as bad as I do right now chucking out all these beautiful flowers. Look at how well it turned out. Got some dahlias in there and mostly cosmos. But I still, oh, is that a butterfly? I still have left a lot of flowers because, as you can tell, the bees are enjoying them thoroughly. There are so many bees out today. Okay, so now that I've removed the cosmos, I'm going to work my way up the bed. Obviously, I'm going to leave the chamomile here. Look, my eggplant has a flower. So I might leave that eggplant. And further up the bed, I've got a lot of dahlias. And then I have got my strawberries here, which I am going to leave until probably winter or maybe the whole year. I'll just see how well they do. Right against this border here is a dahlia plant, and if you don't know a thing about dahlias, they actually form tubers and you can actually save the tubers for next year and get the same plant, or you can save them from seed as well. In my hand here is just a dried up dahlia flower seed head, and if I just break it very gently, it just falls apart. That's how you know it's ready to be collected for seed. But as you can tell, there is, hang on, there's this is the chaff. This is where the petals were. This is not seed. If you see this, the chaff, and then inside the chaff there's a little black line, and that is the seed. So all you need to do is just save this little guy, and that is seed. And then that way you will have a new dahlia plant next year. It might not be the same plant because it's not from the tuber, but it's always fun to save the seed. So to get the tuber out, all I do is I kind of just dig around the outside of the plant and loosely get it out of the ground. Okay, ready? Ooh, oh. I thought that was a tuber, but of course that's just bamboo. Is this dahlia being grown underneath a bamboo tuber? That's crazy. No wonder it stopped flowering so long ago. Oh my god. Is the tuber, and that is just from one singular plant. So how good is that? And what you do is you pretty much save them and put them in the ground for next year, and they will grow another dahlia. Here we go, guys. Okay, ready? Wow, there's so many. So this is a dwarf dahlia, but look how many tubers I have from it. Crazy amount. So what I can do is I can peel them off one by one, or just leave them as a clump, which I probably will do. If you wanted to give them to your friends or anything, you can just divide them, as this is a really healthy big clump of dahlia tubers. Okay, finally, we're up to some planting. So I've just removed all the previous summer plants from this bed right here. So as you can see, the soil's looking a bit unhappy and a bit lifeless. So what I'm planning to do is just boosting the soil up here with my compost, chicken manure and blood and bone. And then I'm going to plant these plants here. Now, because I didn't label them, I have no idea what they are. These plants can either be purple cauliflowers or cabbages, but I'm leaning towards cabbages just looking at the leaf structure. This space here is obviously enough room for 3 of them, but they are going to get larger. So I'm probably going to put one there, and then probably one in that spot. As you can tell, it also gets some sun at this bed, but in the afternoon it gets quite shaded, which cabbages or cauliflower should be all right in. When you're planting autumn plants, you kind of want to lean towards fertilizers that are high in nitrogen, because that helps leaf growth, and a lot of autumn plants are technically usually a lot of leaf and needs a lot of nitrogen. These cabbages have been growing in this pot for such a long time that it is definitely time for them to start living their life. The reason that I'm putting them directly in the middle as well is because they will branch out, and possums are an issue here, so I need to make sure that they won't be able to reach them from the outside of the borders, so I'm going to put them directly in the middle. Okay, let's take this out. Oh, it's not looking too bad. Let me show you a close-up. They look really healthy. Like that. Looks good. So what I've done is, because I can't find cardboard anywhere right now, or large enough pieces of cardboard, is I put in some garbage bags down on the ground, black ones, just so they absorb the sun and hopefully that dies off the grass. Usually what I do is just put cardboard down, then soil over it, but because I don't have that, I've had to do this method. Once this grass has been died back, I guess, I'm going to remove it and then put the soil on, and then put the borders around it. So I've got 1, 2, and then 3. It looks a bit messy right now, but once the grass has died back, it will be more easier to understand. So what I'm going to do is, where this grass is, this is all going to be a walkway. There's going to be one bed there, and then this will be a bed, and then there'll be a second walkway here, and then this will be a bed, and then I'll do one here as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the second half.